Hello everybody, my name is Hadi and in this video I want to explain about division of the radicals. Radical A divided by radical B. Division of the radical, we can write it in this format or we can write it as radical A over radical B. If you remember, these two have the same meaning. And radical A over radical B, we can combine the radical sign and write it radical A over B. Okay? And we can go in the reverse format as well, direction as well. We can say radical A over B. We can write it as radical A over radical B. This is the formula for division of the radical. Let's do some example. I'm not using this sign as a division, but remember this sign, radical A divided by radical B, both have the same meaning. Let's do this example. Radical 3x divided by radical, let's say, radical 3x squared divided by radical 3x. Okay, for this one we can write it as radical 3x squared over 3x, both of them, both in under the radical. Now we can simplify. This 3 and this 3 cancel each other. This x and this x squared sign cancel each other. So the final answer and the denominator, we have only 1. We can say radical x over 1 or radical x. Okay? Because x over 1 is x. Let's do another example. Remember, we can take this, the other method of solving this one. I'm just gonna show you the other method. If I can, is 3x squared over radical 3x. I can simplify the top one. This x squared, I can take it out, is x radical 3, and this one is radical 3x, right? That we can, I think, no, it's not the same. No, we cannot do this one, because again this x is gonna remain under the radical. No, this is the way, the best way. Let's do another example. Radical 4x squared divided by, or radical 4x squared, sorry, over z6. Okay, now for this one I can separate it as radical 4x squared over radical z to the power of 6, and then 4x squared is a perfect square. I can take it out 2x, and z6 again is perfect square. I can take it out at z cubed. 6 divided by 2 is 3, and 4 is square root of 4 is 2, and for x squared 2 divided by 2 is 1. Let's use another example. Radical 4x squared y radical 4x squared y divided by radical xy. So in this case we can combine these two radical as one radical, and 4x squared y over xy. Right? I just write both of them in under the one radical, because now I can simplify. This y and this y cancel each other. Y divided by 1 is 1, and then x squared and x. This x with this exponent cancel each other. Then in the denominator is only 1, so I can write it as radical 4x, right, because everything else is cancelled. And 4, I can take it out, I can write it as 2 radical x. Let's do one more example and then we are done for this one. Radical 4x squared let's do this one, is a radical 4x squared y to the power of 5 over radical 3x to the power of 4 y to the power of 1 or y. Okay, now we have different method to solve this one. This 4 and this x squared, I can take out both of them. I can take out of the radical, and y to the power of 5, I can write it y to the power of 4 and take it out under the radical. But there is another way. I'm going to show you the both way. One method is just combine them as a one fraction, 4x squared y5 over 3x to the power of 4y. Okay, now I can simplify it. This x squared divided by x squared is 1, x to the power of 4 divided by x squared is going to be x to the power of 2. Right, this x, they can cancel each other, and y divided by y is 1, and y to the power of 5. We can write it as y to the power of 4 times y, which one is cancelled, and the result going to be y to the power of 4. Remember, x to the power of m divided by x to the power of n is going to be x to the power of m minus n. I'm using this formula. X to the power of 2 divided by x to the power of 4 is going to be x to the power of 4 minus 2, which is going to be x to the power of 2 at the denominator. And y to the power of 5 divided by y is going to be y to the power of 5 minus 1, which is y to the power of 4. Now, if we just, whatever is remaining is 4 y to the power of 4 at the numerator, and at the denominator we have 3x squared. That's it. Okay, and then we can take out this one is from the under the radical. Which gonna be 2y squared we have at the top, and at the bottom we have x radical 3. 2y squared at the top and x radical 3 at the bottom. Because this x squared, I can take it out, it's gonna be x, or I can just separate it again one more time, right? And this one I can write it as radical 4y to the power of 4 over radical 3x to the power of 2. Then 4y to the power of 4 give me 2y squared, and this one, this x squared comes out, give me x radical 3. Right? Now, pay attention. We never keep radical in the denominator of the fraction. We have to remove radical from denominator. Same as we remember, we never keep negative sign at the denominator. We always put negative sign at the top or at the front before the fraction line. Same rule, we never keep radical sign in the denominator. We try to eliminate from denominator the radical sign from denominator, that we call it rationalizing the denominator, and I'm gonna explain in different video. So remember, this one is not finished. We have to rationalize the denominator, that I'm gonna explain to the separate video. But these are all about dividing the radical to each other, dividing two radicals to each other. I hope you enjoyed this video. In the next videos, I'm gonna explain about rationalizing the denominator. Bye for now.